Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the QZ Show. I'm your host, as always, Quinn Peplo, alongside with NFL analyst and NFL expert Matteo
Thank you very
Zavala.
much. I
Today
appreciate
we're
that.
going to go over our recaps of Week 2. What we thought, we're not going to go over all the games, but we're going to go over the most important games and the important games that our fans are fans
Key
of.
points.
Yeah. All right, so the first game we'll go over the Bengals at the Bears. Matteo, what is your recaps and takeaways from this game?
First of all, on the Bengals side, the offensive line is still completely garbage. And Joe Burrow wasn't really thinking against this okay secondary. Not okay, horrible secondary. He threw 3 interceptions. Is this the first time in NFL history that happened, Quinn?
Yeah.
First time in NFL history, someone threw 3 interceptions in a row.
And
So,
three straight,
that was a lot for Bears fans. But the receiving core is still great. Like Jamar Chase went 2 for 54 yards and a touchdown. Tyler Boyd went 7 for 73, and T. Higgins went for 660 and a touchdown. So the receiving core was very good for the Bengals side of the ball, but the running backs, Joe Mixon, he had 20 carries and he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, the Bears, I told you, I picked the Bears to win. And
I know you
won,
had that.
and I said they were going to pressure Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They pressured him a lot. They forced 3 picks, 1 forced fumble that they recovered, sacked him 4 times. That pressure just made Joe Burrow flustered the entire game.
And
Bears almost blew it, though. Bears almost
blew it. Justin Fields almost blew it. Sorry, Justin. We all love you. But something I really had a good point is that Chidobe Awuzie, I think that's how you say his name, he played very good against Allen Robinson.
Is that a DB?
Yeah, he played very good against Allen Robinson. He's the one that slaps out of his hands in the end zone.
Yeah.
That guy, he played really good against Allen Robinson, surprisingly. That's what I had to say about the Bengals. Do you have anything else to say about the Bengals?
Well, I have stuff to say about the Bears. I mean, Andy Dalton played okay for his performance, and then he got hurt. And then Fields went in. Fields did not look impressive at all. And Bears fans, we're all happy to see him on the field. We think he's going to do amazing stuff. He played exceptional, I will say. He didn't shine. So I think next week they're going to stick with Dalton if Dalton's healthy.
Well,
Fields almost blew the game too. He threw that pick and led the Bengals to score another touchdown. And I'm glad he was able to cap off that really game-sealing drive at the end so the Bears could win 20-17.
Going on back to what you said about the Bears side, Dalton is supposed to miss 1 to 3 weeks, at 3 weeks at most. So Fields might get a start this week.
Yeah, and Foles should be dressed. He'll finally dress Foles.
And another thing I had to point out, Robert Quinn has 1.5 sacks in 2 games of the season, which last year he had, I think, 4 in 16 games. Yeah. So he's already halfway. He's already almost halfway there to his season last year. And another thing I had to point out is that Roquan Smith is elite. He's an elite linebacker. He should have been an NFL top 100. Very slept on linebacker. His game really showed what he is. He got 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 interception. All I can say.
Yeah, that pick 6, that helped a lot.
Yeah.
All right, next game we're gonna go over Cowboys at Chargers. I wish Stevie was here to talk about this, but he had other stuff going on. Matteo, what are your takeaways on this game?
Dak Prescott was very accurate this game, surprisingly. Against a pretty solid defense. He threw a 85% completion percentage.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
He did very well.
What really sucks is this game, the Chargers should have steamrolled the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cowboys offense was that impressive. Tony Pollard was impressive. Dak was pretty exceptional.
Zeke had a good bounce back game.
Zeke was okay. He did have a good bounce back game, but the Chargers threw away this game. They had so many penalties that screwed them that they had 2 touchdowns that were called back for boneheaded penalties. Herbert threw 2 terrible interceptions, 1 in the red zone. Should have been a touchdown. So that's legit 3 touchdowns off the board. And
Amari Cooper didn't play that well at all.
No. There's another play that the Chargers, like, it's ridiculous. But the Cowboys didn't score on it. It was the last play of halftime, before halftime. That should have been a touchdown. If Tony Pollard was running that ball instead of Zeke, it would have been a touchdown. That's ridiculous that the Chargers gave up so many yards and let that happen.
Yeah, I saw that.
They looked
that was
bad.
very disappointing.
Offense, defense, penalties are gonna. I mean, if they're making plays like these, it's terrible. And Cowboys got lucky winning this game, I will say.
Yeah, because they're powerful offense.
That because the Chargers threw away the game, like I said.
And off to the next game, Rams versus the Colts.
Yeah.
Very exciting game, I'll say for myself. I'll start off with the Rams. The O-line is very underrated for an O-line. They only allow 1 sack against this amazing Colts front seven.
Yeah.
Which is a very solid number. And Matthew Stafford is showing he's a top 10 quarterback and he's elite.
Yeah, he looks elite. He looks like he's going to be a Pro Bowler this year.
He looks great. Cooper Kupp has potential to be a top 10 receiver this year based on his past 2 games. What I heard, though, I'm not 100% sure about this fact, but it's not really a fact, but I heard Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp eat breakfast with each other almost every day.
Where'd you hear this from?
A
fake Twitter source?
No, our coworker.
Who, Kyle?
Sammy Saad,
the analyst, NFL analyst.
That's what he said, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's all I can say. Henderson was very efficient in the run game and the passing game. He very used on both sides of the ball, but he is a little quite injured, though. But Sony Michel played pretty solid.
He played better, much better than the last game. I think Sony Michel had like 1 or 2 carries the last game.
Yeah, but that's with the injured Darrell Henderson. Jalen Ramsey got his first interception of the season. And think of this, he had only 2 last year, so he's already on pace to do way better than last year.
Yeah.
And just like their defensive line is just amazing. Like Tavas Joseph Day getting the sack and Leonard Floyd getting the sack.
Yeah, like you said, the Rams defense, they played really good against Carson Wentz and that Colts offense because the Colts offense has so many other weapons. Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman, Pascal.
Mr. Pittman had a great game.
He did. He had a great game. But, I mean, the Rams defense just kept holding them to field goals. And the Colts got lucky they got a lucky touchdown off a terrible punt fumble from the Rams. That should have never happened. It just hit one of the players. It didn't even touch the punter. Hit one of the players and then it boxed in the end zone. Lucky touchdown.
That was horrible on the snap.
Wentz hurt again, man. I mean,
you and I both said, his ankles.
You and me said before the season that he was going to be like a stud. He could recapture his Pro Bowl MVP season.
That's what I said. I remember saying that, yeah.
I said that. I said he could be a Pro Bowler, but, I mean, he keeps getting injured. He hasn't been impressive. The Seahawks game and
the
this
backup's
game.
horrible.
He's looked okay. Jacob Eason, when he came in, he had no chance of winning this game.
It's horrible. But one thing two things I have to point out. Mr. Pittman, by the shirt, Lincoln below. And Mr. Pittman had a great game. 8 receptions, 123 yards. Another thing I had to point out, though, the Colts secondary has been struggling.
Yeah. I mean, they got cooked the last game against Russell Wilson. Lockett. He's fast.
They should be getting cooked. Like, I think Xavier Rhodes is still out, but they need him back really badly.
Yeah. Well, they're playing, like, good core receivers.
Yeah.
Robert Wilson, those guys are good.
But to show that they're like a top 10 defense, they have to play good against these guys.
Yeah. All right. Next game. Raiders at the Steelers. Mateo.
I'll start off with the Raiders, though. Kenyon Drake wasn't as used as much as I thought. Peyton Barber had way more carries than Kenyon Drake did. But Kenyon Drake was a lot more in the passing game.
Yeah.
But Derek Carr played way better than Josh Allen did against his defense, I had to say.
He did. TJ Watt also got hurt. I think it was in the second quarter, and he did not return. John Gruden likes to switch it up.
Yeah.
We thought Kenyon Drake was going to be like the main guy running back with the touches in this game. But Gruden likes to switch it up on, the Steelers and other defenses in general. The Steeler offense just can't move. They can't move the ball.
Yeah, they can't move. And
Najee Harris, we both know their offensive line is terrible.
yeah,
And that's why Najee Harris and like Ben Roethlisberger can't get any passing or rushing yards.
he showed some potential though.
He did, but I mean,
Yeah.
it would move a lot better if they had like good offensive linemen. It's just not explosive.
And one thing I have to say is, what are they doing? Why did they do that with Deontay Johnson? He hurt his knee on the last play of the game.
Oh, I don't know. I guess
pass.
for pride.
Yeah, but I mean, I have Deontay Johnson on my fantasy team, so like, if he gets injured, I'm kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And I mean,
is that a very serious injury?
No, it's not as bad as minor. It's not that big. He probably will be able to play next week, so that's a really good thing.
But But I will say kudos to Derek Carr. I mean, he's finally playing. Yeah. This looks like this will be his best season with the Raiders with John Gruden as his head coach. I mean, the Steelers defense did hold the Raiders offense to 3 field goals early in the game, and then they gave up 2 touchdowns. But I mean, it's the Steelers offense at the end of the day that couldn't get the job done, and this defense can do only so much.
John Gruden had a little potty mouth, like I can say.
Oh, his before halftime?
Yeah, I kept hearing a few words.
I loved it.
I loved it too. It's old Gruden grinders that we all love them. Monday Night Football.
Yeah. He swore the F word like 6 times.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was funny. All right. Vikings at the Cardinals, Tail.
This was a very close game that me and Steven both said the Vikings could win.
Yeah.
They were this close from getting that. Like, you just see the final kick. So he's like kicking the ball, and of course the Vikings, like the whole Vikings organization the past like decade sucks at kicking, and they blew it.
Maybe.
Matt Prayer's also going back, same with kicking. Matt Prayer still got his leg.
Yeah.
Found the 62-yard field goal.
That was lucky.
Cardinals played well. So Vikings defense played pretty solid, I think. The front seven. Front seven played very solid. They got over I think 4 sacks.
They got 3 sacks. 3 sacks.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give you that one. 3 sacks, and they forced 2 turnovers. But I mean, both offenses balled out. Kyler Murray's a stud. He's electrifying. 400 passing yards, 4 total touchdowns, 31 rushing.
Dalvin Cook took a beating.
And they got game. He did. The Vikings, I still think they don't really have a good defense, but I mean, like you said, they forced sacks and turnovers. Cardinals were just lucky to win out at the end. Cousins played awesome.
He played great.
He played awesome.
I like exactly how
he's played. Like Tom Brady, but so unlucky.
Yeah.
So unlucky. Dalvin Cook played awesome too.
He played great. I'm a fan of him as well.
He did come. They had the game-winning drive right there, but like you said, the kicker just missed it. The kicker blew the game, not the Vikings.
How many times have we seen that in the past decade? Like Bear Wallace.
That was 37 yards.
And you have Greg Zuerlein.
Yeah. I mean, lucky win for the Cardinals. They both balled out though, so at least I got the pick right.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say.
Congrats to you.
All right, next game: Titans at the Seahawks.
Of course, I had the upset saying Titans will win. Derrick Henry came out. Derrick Henry came out of nowhere. He threw a guy again, and he just went off. He just went. I was playing against him like in the first half. He was like not so doing okay for Derrick Henry. He had like 8 points, and then I went go out with my family. Look at my phone. He's at 45 points. I'm like.
Yeah, I think he was getting shut down in the first half, and then they started giving him the ball the fourth quarter, the end of the third and the fourth quarter.
He did what Derrick Henry does.
I just can't believe the Seahawks blew like a 30-16 lead in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes left.
He blew it
at home with its loud, filled with fans. Are you kidding me? They were
struggling at first.
The Titans were struggling. Their offense was struggling.
Yeah, but
we'll say Julio Jones did get robbed of a touchdown. He scored a touchdown early in that game, and they reviewed it. Said he didn't get the touchdown. They said he didn't have both feet in. He did. Clearly did. Yeah. Clearly had possession. I don't know what the refs were seeing. That was ridiculous. I it just goes to show that Seattle, their offense is still like really good, but their defense is the reason why they're going to lose more games this season.
And their offensive line.
This is ridiculous. And they stopped Tennessee in overtime, the first drive. So Seattle they should have went for it, and like I just can't believe they didn't like win that game.
All right.
They should have won that game.
Off to Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, how about that game?
I was super disappointed. I mean, congrats to Lamar for getting his first win, but Lamar I don't think was efficient at all as a quarterback.
Well, early on he wasn't.
He threw two picks. I think he fumbled the ball too.
I don't remember.
Oh no, he did not fumble the ball as last week.
Maybe he
no.
did.
He last week fumbled the ball like 3 times.
He started out the game like 3 for 7, 2 interceptions, 24 yards.
Horrible.
And then he started rushing a lot and passing a lot.
Yeah.
I can't believe the Chiefs. They blew a 11-point lead.
They blew it. The Chiefs defense need to step up. The
last play though was smart though. That was smart that they went for it on 4th down. If they punted, Mahomes probably would have came back and they would have won the game. Seriously, because that's what Mahomes does. He has his Mahomes magic. He's clutch. He's a stud. He's got the offense. Smart play by him. Great comeback by the Ravens. Mahomes and the Chiefs offense still boomed, but Ravens boomed too with Lamar's rushing. Lamar's not that bad. I know a lot of people are haters on him, but he's not that bad as a quarterback.
Well, he's a good leader. He's a good leader in the field. He can take you downfield.
He's a great dual threat.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's very inconsistent with passing.
I agree.
Some games. That's where he gets his bad rap.
And
all right, that's good.
And off to the last game of the week, Monday Night Football. Just to point out a few things.
We'll talk about that.
The Packers finally got some points. Actually got a few touchdowns on the board.
I know, and I was very concerned, like I said in week 1, when they lost 38-3.
Yeah, and I got that pick right. You were expecting an upset, Mr. Quinn.
It was close.
At first.
Lions were up 17-14.
And then the Packers got their head out of their butts and
the Lions just folded. They folded.
I mean, just Aaron Jones proves that he's still an elite running back. Like, he had 67 rushing yards and a touchdown, and he had 3 reception TDs and 48 yards. And Devontae Adams played like what Devontae Adams should do. He had 8 receptions for 121 yards. So it was just a great game for the Packers. Lions play a little iffy. Jared Goff played really solid. He threw 1 pick. And
solid numbers. You're forgetting about somebody. Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Aaron Rodgers.
He played like a stud.
And they called it.
Threaded the needle.
The stats don't lie, because there's a fact saying that each game after Rodgers loses in the regular season, the game after he throws 4 or more touchdowns.
Each game.
After.
Not like a blowout.
After a regular season loss.
After every regular season loss?
In the past, I think so.
What source is this?
NFL.com.
NFL.com. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, well we can search that up later.
Yeah, but like I said, great bounce back game for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
and
great.
Packers team. They needed this win. They needed this win by that many points, because last week was ugly, as I said.
Yeah, horrible.
Off and the Lions, they were playing really good, exceptional football. They blew the game. The Lions did blow the game. Their offense started to get shut down. They should have kicked a field goal when it was 4th and 1 in the 3rd quarter. They went for it, passed, didn't get it. And then Jared Goff, when it started to rain, he fumbled the ball. That's where the turn of events started going bad for the Lions, and Packers scored 2 straight touchdowns. And give props to the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of back, but I'm still kind of worried on them.
Yeah, that's against the Lions, a very not good team. And
Lions are question mark. So are the Packers.
And
all right, so that's gonna do it for the show this week. Keep watching, keep subscribing. Yes. In a couple days, we're gonna have our Mateo's fantasy video and our picks. And
make sure to go check out our merch store. Link below. Got our new QZ Show Spread the Word shirt and our Mr. Pittman shirt.